Hello and welcome. It is Thursday, January 16th, and it is the beginning of a new decade.
I made it to a new decade. My age, every decade's pretty good.
Woo!
That's right.
So we're starting 2020 off with a bang. The Ray Harridan Toys of Yesteryear catalog has arrived.
Look at that beautiful thing. Gorgeous Dave Fontaine on the front cover. Packed full, 520 some items. You know, this is how I actually started, Bree. So, Toys Yesteryear catalog, this was my 60th one. I started when I was a wee little child. And used to do several of these a year. But then when we got into the auctions of 2005, 2003 time, we pretty much only do one of these catalogs once a year now. And we sort of save the very best items I get throughout the year that I'm able to sort of put aside, and we present them in this catalog. So it's very exciting. Should be a lot of nice items going to some very happy collectors in the next week or so.
We do, and not only are they the best of the best that we have to offer throughout the year, but we have some of them to show you today, actually in person.
Yeah.
I know recently we've been doing a mix of lives where we're kind of elaborating, and it's more of a podcast of pictures, but we have everything in the flesh today. So we are going back to our roots.
Okay, sounds good.
Also, one other note before we start. So Facebook has changed a little bit in that you don't receive your notifications any longer when we are live. In order to turn that back on, when you're holding your phone horizontally, you go up to the left-hand corner, tap our logo, a bell will pop up in the bottom right. You hit that bell and hit notify me whenever they're live. And highly recommend doing that so that you don't miss any of our broadcasts. And of course, they are on our Facebook page after we're live in case you're not there at 7 p.m., but just an FYI for everybody.
Make sure you get the notices. You definitely don't want to miss one of our episodes.
So let's get to the main attractions today.
So we're going to start off, and the catalog starts off with a beautiful collection of early Bing cars and boats. Okay, this is a Bing Spider, live steam. So this actually has a boiler in there. You'd fill it with kerosene in the burner. You'd fill a boiler with a little water, light it, heat it up, and the car would actually propel itself around the room. Has an original Pfeiffer driver with it. And I don't know if you can show them, Brie, but just show them like the detailing on the car. Like the leather has all this really elaborate tool working.
So as you can see, I'm trying to get it close to you. Look at the detail on the top of the seat there.
It's
These
really
cars are absolutely gorgeous. They're stunning, exquisite. They would be a great addition to any collection.
Yeah, and this is the beginning of the automotive industry. These cars, Spider basically is like a convertible or is an open car without a roof. On this, the steering wheel, you can turn it. Actually moves the wheels like a regular car. You can set it in a pattern, and it would run like a circle in your parlor or your living room. But very rare. Again, we have about 6 or 7 items that are from one single collection of Bing. Really the finest examples of Bing to hit the market in probably the last 15 years. Just some really great examples. Spider being one of my favorite. But
how fast would these actual cars?
Well, I never actually powered one of these up. But my guess is like a wind up. So later on, usually the first versions were clockwork. But then, here's like a little Bing Roadster in baby blue.
The condition speaks for itself on these cars.
I mean, this is absolutely gorgeous. And again, this here is a clockwork version with the original key. And actually, it doesn't even have its original box. Pretty cool, eh? With the label on the end.
These are so awesome.
Yeah. To me, I really, really love this one car here. Just the color is very pretty on it, sort of a pastel blue. Absolutely mint condition.
Yeah, so this is about, as you can tell, as I'm holding it in between us, you're getting a better scale. It's hard to tell the exact scale in the catalog. This one's 7 inches long, and it's from about 1900, which always blows my mind that
look at this one.
This
is a 10-incher here. This is a brake. Basically the same automobile, 4-seater. Just again, exquisite detailing. Leather seats. Just really a gorgeous, gorgeous early automotive toy. Clockwork again, so you'd wind it up. generally, I believe the steam would sort of operate at the same pace as the clockwork, which would be like a slow crawl.
Right.
But exceptional. I just can't get impressed to everyone how rare it is to have these kind of early cars all around 1902 in this kind of condition.
I know.
With
Look at
no
the top.
restoration, no repaint. Just show them the.
I'm going to show you the underneath a little bit here. Look at that.
Gorgeous. All the way around.
They're beautiful.
So if you like early automotive, you like, these cars are as rare as any Markland car. Just really exceptional. Just something very unusual to have this kind of quality being offered.
And we also have the boxes.
I showed the box for the little
You showed the box for the
roundabout.
little one. So.
No, then the big box is over there.
And then we have this
Yeah,
box.
that's the box for the brake.
For the brake that I just showed you the underneath of. So we have the original box for this one too.
They both have the original keys. Really top notch.
Original keys.
So these are the first cars. So this is like the first type of car ever made. And then we get into, this is another
We
Bing,
also have this one.
the double Phaeton. Beautiful
Look at this
car.
one.
I mean, if that doesn't,
I'm so excited about this one. Look at that.
gorgeous, all original headlights and lanterns, original paint, original glass in the windshield, beveled glass. So it has a beveled glass windshield. Again, these are really high quality replicas of early cars. And again, we've talked about it before, but the German manufacturers being one of the major ones, or if not the major one, they really sort of scaled their actual working car down to a toy form. And just the detailing, like look at the seats and everything. So again,
So awesome.
just want to tell you how nice of a collection and how thrilled we are to have something like that.
Yes. Very excited. They are world-class cars.
Hey, now we got something big. Bree, you want to go fetch my yacht?
Yes. I'll be right back, Ray.
Now you want to see the ultimate thing. Now, this is look at this sailing in. Look at that. That's a Bing Ram front. That's this front. Back sort of in the early naval days, they didn't do them with these type of ironclad ships. But generally they would build this ram front, and they'd actually ram other ships. That was a way that they would sort of fend off in battle. These type of ships, so they could make them so it would actually work, but the guns were more effective. So the ram front was quickly lost, and they would round it out. But again, this is all original. This is completely original. 32 inches, I believe. Really just exquisite. Superstructure, all original. Boats, all original. Even the other side you can see over here. But it has the anchors, which are all original.
I know. I can't really spin it for you because of how big it is, and we are kind of pinned against the wall right here behind the shot. But it's a mantelpiece.
Oh.
I mean,
Has
it's
the original,
beautiful.
it has the original carriage with the wheels, so wheel carriage for it. And then even another little surprise over here.
Let's spin it a little
Oh, yeah,
bit for
show
you.
the front of that. Very nice.
I'll show you the front so you can see. I'll spin a little bit so you can see the anchor there too. Oh, this is an arm workout, right?
I'm sure.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
so we have this, and I'm not holding the bottom of it. It's stand. But
Yeah, it does have a wheeled stand.
it does have a wheeled stand, and then
But we do want to show you, these are large.
to make
Again.
this even sweeter, if the deal wasn't sweet enough, it comes with its original crate.
Yeah.
Can you pull the lid up there?
I
for me,
sure
Ray?
can.
I just want to show you the inside. So, check out the inside of this.
And
I
that's
mean,
all Excelsior,
it's
original
Excelsior.
newspaper.
there's original newspaper in there, and I know.
So just, to get an idea of how rare and unusual this is, imagine this boat surviving the last 120 years. Never been put in a pond, never been put in a pool, never really played with. Basically was kept in this crate in a safe spot, and that's the way it exists till today.
And even this newspaper on the inside, it's really neat. It's all in French.
Yeah,
So.
that's cool.
It came with it.
Very
It's so
nice.
neat. Okay.
So that's one of the highlights. That's one of the top 5 pieces in the catalog, I'd say. Just really something unusual to come across.
Okay.
All
Next, we are on to the horse-drawn sleigh.
Oh, right here. Okay, this is American toys now. So again, moving out of the Bing, we have a very nice European selection. We have a lot of nice, hand-painted German toys. But then what we're very well known for is cast iron, American cast iron. This is the Hubley Santa sleigh. I actually had this out over the holidays on my counter.
He did. I can attest to that.
This is the blue sleigh. So the blue sleigh came with one reindeer, and then they also made the sleigh in white that came with two reindeers. And then just sort of a side note, you can also find the sleigh in green, which usually was always pulled by a horse, and that would have a woman figure seated in it. And then there's one other, it's called the Brownie Sleigh, which is actually a larger sleigh. So those first three, they all have the exact same sleigh painted different colors. But a Brownie sleigh is a little bit wider, a little bit longer. And that's pulled by two other reindeers, but different type of reindeer. Classic, you know, American toy. You know, one of our most popular toys. You know, we sell 4 or 5 of them a year, I would say. So
Who doesn't love Santa?
Gotta love Santa.
That's a great one. Okay, hold on one second. Okay. So, with that one, now we have the other sleigh that we have, the delicate horse
Oh,
yes. I'll have next to you.
Back in European. Now this was a fresh find, and I just think it's so adorable. Has a composition figure, but this is an early Lutz sleigh. Super rare, super unusual. I don't know if you can see like the trimmings on the horse, but all handworked leather, beautiful little bell, just super delicate. The horse is actually made of tin, with a tin base, and the sleigh has a tin undercarriage, but with lead sides. No one's ever seen this sleigh before. You know, one of the highlights of the catalog comes with a great early composition figure that would sit in the sleigh. I just love the scale. I just love the craftsmanship of it. Again, this is sort of late 1800s, 1880, 1890, but extremely unusual.
I love I agree with you, Ray. I love the scale, the detail on the sleigh with the alternating colors. That's really what makes it for me. Yep. I mean, I really like the detail on the horse as well too, but
well, that's what there was a lot of discussion on who actually made this, because I can't find the actual sleigh itself in the Lutz catalog, but the horse, you can find the exact horse in the catalog. A lot of the experts were saying that because it was lead, they weren't sure it was Lutz, but I've looked at a lot of early Lutz items, and a lot of them will have a lead applique on the tin. And this sort of has a tin undercarriage with applique on the sides. So I am 99% sure this is a Lutz sleigh.
Love it.
Yep.
I love, love, love it. Okay.
Exciting day when I got that.
All right. Let's see. And drum roll. What do we have next? We have the presidential advertisements.
So everyone's been watching the impeachments all day, I'm sure. Nothing new in America. Here we have. These are two great pieces of political advertising.
Yes.
This is for the 1908 election?
Yes, it is the 1908 election. Right? And this one is William Taft.
And I have William Bryan over here.
William Taft won the election.
Loser.
For those of you who didn't know. And what I found that was interesting, not only about these, well, what I like about these are that they fool you because they look like that from the front, but from the back, they're only half cast, so they don't have both sides. And I think that's very neat about them. And secondly, about, not to get extremely political or anything, but about this election in general, the country was completely split in half between the votes. So if you looked at it, I mean, it's almost like you drew a line, which it is no longer like that, I feel like, today.
Between the North and South? Between
the North and the South. So the top of the country was all red and the bottom was all pretty much all blue. But cool.
Yeah, they were electroplated cast iron. I've never seen another one of these, but they sort of have like the political pins sort of impressed in there.
Yep, they're on
there. So the breeze is marked GOP. My guess is that before they knew who the actual candidates were, they could have probably put other figures in there. But that's really nothing new. That it was very common to sort of give out advertisements, and it still is today. When you're running for election. And here we have another great example. This is Land on Roosevelt for the 1936 election. This is made by Canon. It's one of my. I've had one in my collection. since the early 80s. I just think it's a beautiful toy. Kevin made a bank that looked very much like that, but this says Land on Roosevelt. It was Franklin Roosevelt. Nearman example. So, I want a nice elephant.
He is, and even talking about Nearman example, I love this little detail. You see that? How thick that red paint is on the tip of his trunk? It's great. Even on the bottom, all the way around. And his eyes, too.
Yeah, he has great detailing on him.
His eyes even have little red dots.
Okay.
All right. Next we have, we're moving on to some soldiers.
So, again, there's a lot of toys. We have a ton of mechanical banks, door stops, cast iron, horse-drawn, cast iron fire toys. Everything's on our website. You can go online and take a look. We're doing a lot of email blasts, but there's a lot more. We're just giving you some of the highlights.
Right. And everything here is for, as we stated earlier in the broadcast, if you're just jumping on, is for immediate sale.
It's all for sale right now. You can call
all
us.
For sale. It's not a typical auction. We print this catalog once a year, and everything is available for a price. So you can email raytoys@aol.com or give us a call in the office. And it's first come, first serve.
Okay, look at these. Now, I've never handled these before.
This figure speaks for itself. I mean, I'm pretty much almost at a loss for words at how gorgeous it is.
It's a mounted grenadier officer, and it's made by a gentleman named Raffet, Raffet. French, produced figures mainly in the mid to late 60s. But just the detailing is unbelievable. All original, like horsehair on it. All the trappings are actually working. The sword actually will come out of the saber or of the sheath. If you look at it, just the detailing is just off the charts. Super incredible.
See if I can turn them around.
The mounted figures are very, very difficult to find. But then we also have...
So there's the back of him there, so you can even get a better idea, even of all the texture that he has, everything he has going on there.
Yeah.
And it is signed on the base. Yeah, I am not going to flip him over so that you can see that, but I assure you that he is signed on the base.
I can show on this one here. So here, that's generally the way he would sign it. This is a Grenadier Eagle Bearer, Standard Bearer. Again, just the detailing, removable standard.
Look at that
just
flag.
All the little detailing that goes into it. The eagle, everything's just really, really well done.
So even on the back of the bearskin cap on the mounted officer was this marking on the back there too. I couldn't show you because of the way that he was, but look at the detailing on these, as Ray said.
Yes, I'm very excited. A collection of these came in September.
Look at that.
So we have 4 of them, I believe.
So they have these plaques on the fronts of them. And they are all signed on the base. Gorgeous, gorgeous figures. We also have... So what do we have next? So those were our Raffets. Yeah, so now we have some Fouillets to show you.
These French guys.
Also French.
Okay, this is another French manufacturer.
Oh, I love this one.
Fouillet. So this is an image of Marat.
Could be my absolute favorite.
Yeah, I love a little. Again, now the other ones are sort of dress figures. They have basically animal skins on them and all done in fabric. This is all cast lead. It's a lead alloy, actually.
So
Fouillet produced a lot of figures. Probably made about maybe 100 different figures. Marat is one of the more appealing ones that I think, just sort of the tiger skin horse blanket, it just puts it over the top.
Look at that. You can see his face there on the back. Isn't that amazing?
And Marat was one of Napoleon's marshals, and Napoleon was so fond of him that he actually allowed him to marry his youngest sister. He was also the king of Naples. So very popular figure, in history. A lot of the collectors sort of like the Marat figure, and he can be found throughout the soldier world and lots of poses and things like that. But again, just the detailing, the reins, everything about it, just really exquisite. And what I really like about these, Bree, is these have really great scale. So,
yes.
A lot of the figures are very small, but these look really nice in an office. You don't need like 500 soldiers, you can have 10, 15 of these figures. Really fills out a couple shelves. and makes a beautiful display.
I agree, and the detail on them, it's off the charts.
Yeah.
It really is. They're absolutely stunning figures, and I love all of these guys. So
Love them. Gotta love them. So that's the mounted one.
yes.
Then we have a foot again. I think we have 2 foot. We have 2 foot and 2 mounted.
Just for some steps, so that one, I'm sure you can tell, but was 10 inches high. This one is 8 1/4 inch.
This is a Hussar.
Yeah. Of the First Empire.
Again, they usually signed them on the bases.
Circa 1960.
Really nice detailing on them. Just beautiful faces. They're very collectible.
Yes. I love these guys. Very, very neat. Okay. Next we are moving to a Britain's. The roundabout.
The roundabout. So this is the Britain's roundabout.
This is an iconic Britain's piece. This one is from the infamous Christie's auction. We still have its original tag there.
Yeah, it was the Britain's archive sale. So Britain's, they maintained their own archive in early 90s, I believe it was. They sold off all their archive. And this was actually purchased at that. So this was the one that Britain's retained for themselves, for as an example of the roundabout. It must not have been a very good seller because there's really only a handful. I think there's maybe about 4 boxed ones, maybe 4 or 5 boxed ones, and I'd say there's probably fewer than 12, maybe 15 of them, period, known. So it is one of the iconic Britain's pieces. All the Britain's collectors, if you sort of like the civilian line, this is one of the top pieces. And then
I agree with that.
So, let me show you.
It's a raisin shade.
Yeah,
You
it
can
actually
spin it.
works. Ta-da!
It's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And then just in all in fun, talking about roundabouts, merry-go-rounds, or carousels, as they could be called, all three. The gentleman that invented carousels' names was Thomas Bradshaw. The first one was invented in 1861. Fun fact. Also, it first began before they looked this fancy. They were inspired by jousting games in the 12th century, where knights would ride around in circles and they would throw glass balls of perfume at each other.
I did not know that.
And let's just say you didn't want to be the knight that smelled like perfume after the game. So
They're the losers.
Yes, they're the losers.
It's better than having a lance through your chest, so I guess
That's
perfume
true.
can't be too bad.
That's very true. And so it was called the Little Battle, but in Spanish it was called carosella, which is where the name carousel was derived from.
Very good.
So just
Great.
a little bit of
I learned something
carousel
today.
history.
Oh, that's good. I learned something every day.
For those of you that are interested in carousels. But like we said, it's an iconic Britain's piece and very colorful. Love the movement on it. So that's a great one. Next we have Hindenburg. So he is also a monumental scale figure.
This is made by Norris, the company Norris, German manufacturer, 120 millimeters, and one of their personality figures.
He comes with his original box too.
Oh, box.
He was great. Paul von Hindenburg.
Yeah, I like
him
it.
a lot.
He's holding his binoculars. This is classic pose, but really nice figure. Tough to come by.
It is a nice figure. Next we have, these are really cool. So we've got 2 buildings, and this one is an Air Warden's Post. It comes with these 2 figures.
So this is the Britain's Air Raid Warden Post. These were made by the company called Hugar, but they were given a Britain's number. So you can see the stamp on the bottom here. Hugar. Hugar basically made all Britain's wood buildings. It was really driven by Hamleys, but sort of in the late 30s, they were like, well, we could sell a lot more figures if we had something to pose the soldiers with. So they went to Hugar, and Hugar made a line of buildings that they gave Britain's reference numbers to. And, again, so you put your air raid wardens with this. And that's what they did. They're characterized by, if you see on the side here, see, it looks like they would roll them through a roller, and they'd impress brickwork on them. And almost all the Hugard buildings have that.
Okay. Or
some sort of impression on it. If it's just smooth wood, that means that it probably was homemade. But these are very rare. You know, the air raid shelter, under 20 of them now.
They are. And this one's in very good condition. And one thing that I really didn't know about the aerators is that a lot of them were most of them were volunteers. So I didn't know that, but just thought that was interesting. And this next one is...
So this is actually 3 sets.
Really nice, yeah. So this is 3 sets we're selling all together.
So you have the transportation shed, which is on the bottom. Okay, and that has the garage doors, and you can pull the lorries in there. This is the gunner's quarter up top. So that's where your gunners stay. But by far, and these are extremely rare, but really the rarest thing in the whole thing is the flight of stairs. Now that's actually given a Britain's number. And to my knowledge, this is the only flight of stairs known. There's only a handful of these 2 gunner's quarters and transportation sheds known too. You can see the decals on the side with the war posters.
Love the decals.
There's nice war posters.
I like
on
the
it.
advertising.
But this is extremely rare. This actually would come off, so the top is a separate. So these would all be sold individually. And for some reason, they didn't sell many stairs. I guess kids didn't want stairs. And the gunner's quarter. The roof comes off the gunner's quarters. Like that. Let's see inside here. You can play with your figures and give them something to do. So that's
it's got that made in England stamp on the bottom.
Yeah.
You can set figures up all around these. So
I've had these exact ones before. These actually came from the Bill Mealy collection. They've been to 2 collectors in between, and now I have them back again. So they keep coming around, but it's the only ones I know of. So really something special for the guy that wants all the buildings.
Very good. I agree. So, next we have an exciting one.
What's next?
We have Mickey Mouse and his
friends. It's one on the top.
We are circling back. So
okay, so this is the complete Mickey and his friends set. There are 6 comic characters that Britain's made. We generally will have 1 or 2 in every auction. This is a box set. It's one of only 3 known, and it has to be in the top 5 of all Britain sets that people want, because it combines Disney with soldiers. The box is really what sort of sets us apart. Again, you can find the individual figures, but the box is what really makes it difficult to get. It's a partitioned box, and we have the figures in there, so it's hard to show.
We do.
But here's Mickey and Minnie.
There's Mickey and Minnie. There.
How's little Minnie doing?
Hi, Mickey.
And then show them. And their heads are all detachable. Oh, no!
Ah! But that part is a little terrifying.
Detachable heads.
I will say, that could be traumatizing.
You could pose it with his heads in different positions. But one of the ultimate Britain sets. Only the second time I've ever had it, and again, there's only 3. So I've handled 2 of the 3.
Yes.
This one actually is a fresh find, came out of Germany, and actually is from a descendant of someone that worked at the Britain's factory. So really, fresh to the market.
Yeah. It's an extremely rare set, but it's one of those sets that, it extends past toy soldiers and toys in general, because there are Disney collectors out there as well. So it crosses markets, and I think that also helps it too.
But very, very popular.
It's a gorgeous set and sexy condition.
Very, very.
Yeah. So we've even in the past, this is such a rare set, just sold the heads. By themselves.
That is true. That is true.
Because it's so hard to come by. But love that one. Oh, also, fun fact for Mickey today. He was the first comic character to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1978.
Oh, wow. Huh.
Yeah.
Very good fact.
Yeah. Oh no, Ray, I think that was the last thing we had to
we
show.
Forgot these up.
Did I forget something? Oh, okay. Oh, we did.
Okay, look at these. These are dime stores. So technically these are part of the dime store family. But they're made by a company called Soldier Joy. SOLDIERJOY. out at the Bronx, New York. Late 30s, large scale. So they're even a little bit bigger than the dime stores, but super rare. We have a set, I think, of 12,
Yes.
which is unheard of. I mean, those guys, if they could find one, they'd be thrilled. So just very, very rare. Something interesting. You know, they're not terribly expensive, but if you're a New Yorker, this is a true New York soldier. Cowboy, I
Very
guess.
cool. Yes.
So with that, again, just the tip of the iceberg. There's tons
Yes,
of Heidi,
definitely the tip of the iceberg. I'm sad we're
Britons.
through everything,
We
right?
have Dave Fontaine.
Banks.
You know, we said Banks.
Yeah, you said Banks.
We got a little bit of everything for everyone. So
Yes,
if you
there's
can't
a little
find
bit of
something
everything.
you like in this catalog, I don't know if you're much of a collector. Not saying you're going to buy it, but you'll definitely find something you like.
Oh my. So, as we said earlier, everything in this catalog, including the catalog itself, you can jump on raytoys, raytoys.com. You can order one of these. You can purchase anything in here. Everything is for a price for immediate retail sale. raytoys@aol.com, or you can give us a call, 412-343-8733. Yeah, super exciting. Also, on the auction front, switching gears a little bit.
Lots of auctions.
Yes, we have a lot of auctions. Our next Cyber Toy auction is going to be held March 21st and 22nd.
2-day sale.
2-day sale. Our next Old Toy Soldier auction will be held March 27th, 28th, and 29th.
3-day sale.
That will feature the Michael O'Donnell collection.
That's really good.
Yes, we are excited
some
about
great
that
Britons
one.
in that one.
And the next RSL auction will be held the weekend of April 5th. So is that one's 2 days too,
2 day
right?
too. That's
4th and
April
5th.
4th and 5th.
April 4th and 5th. And as always, Old Toy Soldier magazine is going to be coming out. We're working on the February issue right now. And you can subscribe to Old Toy Soldier magazine at oldtoysoldier.com. And you can subscribe online or print, and we distribute 4 issues per year. And it'll keep you up to date on the hobby, on everything that's going on our auctions, on everyone in the world that has toy soldiers to offer for you. All that information is in
Looks
there.
like our spring is booked.
Yes, our spring's book. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel, rayandbrelive. And as I stated earlier, you can turn on alerts now to watch our Facebook Live videos. You have to go in the upper left-hand corner, click the logo, bottom right, hit the bell, and hit turn on notifications whenever they're live to see our smiling faces. So
make sure you watch.
thank you very much for watching. We greatly appreciate it. And Happy New Year and happy collecting.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks.